welcome to Cycle 6 Yoga. I'm Kirsten, and today we're going to be practicing for about a 20-minute class together. Welcome you to get grounded and seated on your mat as we come in today's flow class, centered around the ovulatory phase. So where you have a little bit more energy, you're a little bit more open to going with the flow and socializing. So this will be a really fun, active class. So grounding down, closing down the eyes, and lengthening the spine. We'll just tap into our breath today, deepening our inhale, filling up the belly and the chest, and deepening the exhale, fully emptying out. I welcome you to place a hand on your heart and a hand on your womb to really say hello to your body and start to awaken and remember your connection to her. If you're familiar with Ujjayi and you'd like to practice that today, I welcome you to do so. And if not, just following your deep inhale and deep exhale. A few more rounds of breathing, letting the thoughts to slowly empty the mind and bringing the awareness to your breath. Thinking about the connection between your skin of your hands and the skin of your chest. And when you're ready, dropping the hands down. We'll roll the shoulders back, making some nice circles, waking up the body, setting ourselves up for this beautiful practice together. And just change direction. Beautiful. And then just dropping the shoulders back down. We'll bring the chin to the chest. Give me a nice long stretch to the back of the neck with a straight spine. And slowly bringing the right ear to the right shoulder. Giving the left side of the neck a nice stretch. Remembering your love and your nurture and your receptivity. Slowly bringing the chin back down to the chest and rolling over left ear to left shoulder. Stretching out the right side of the neck, your provider, your strength. And just slowly bringing the head back now and making full circles, uniting these energies we hold within us, and remembering we have it all. And when your chin is back down, change direction. Knowing we can tap into anything we want to be. We just have to remember we can. Bringing the head back down to center and slowly bringing the gaze back up as we bring our hands to heart center and set an intention for today's beautiful practice in our ovulatory flow. Dropping down the eyelids. And once you've created this intention, bowing in honor of it. Raising the gaze back up, and I'll meet you at the front of the mat. Beautiful. Coming into our flow, we'll ground through the feet, nice and firm. Planting the outer edges down, micro bending the knees. And as we inhale, we rise the arms up. And exhaling, we bend down into chair pose. Inhaling, halfway fold. And exhaling, folding all the way. Inhaling, we step back into plank pose, lowering down through chaturanga and lifting up into downward facing dog, upward facing dog. And exhaling back into downward dog. Inhaling, we step the left leg through, coming into our warrior one. Beautiful. Hip bones are facing forward. And exhaling, swooping the arms back down. Stepping that leg back into plank. Lowering through down into chaturanga, into upward facing dog. And exhaling back into downward dog. This time here on inhale, we lift the right leg through, just a bit hip width distance apart, wheelbarrowing the arms into warrior one again, and exhaling, folding the arms down, stepping back, moving through chaturanga, here in plank, down, swooping to upward facing dog, and exhaling back into down dog. Inhaling, we can step or hop forward into our halfway lift. And exhaling, dropping the head down, forward fold. And inhaling to rise the arms up. And exhaling, bringing the arms beside. Inhaling to rise the arms up again. And exhaling into chair pose. Inhaling, folding forward, halfway lift. And exhaling to fold all the way down. Exhaling, inhaling, we step back into plank pose, lowering down through chaturanga, pushing up into upward facing dog. Exhaling back into downward dog. And inhaling here, we step the left leg forward into warrior one. Exhaling, folding back down into chaturanga, to upward facing dog, lengthening the spine, and exhaling back into downward dog, lengthening the spine again, tailbone up. This time here, we step our right foot forward into warrior one. And exhaling, folding back down, we come through to chaturanga, upward facing dog, and exhaling back into downward dog. Inhaling, we step or hop forward to the front of the mat, to halfway lift, and exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling, coming into chair pose, and exhaling, bringing the hands back down, taking a brief moment to integrate. Beautiful. So important to integrate and allow the body a moment of rest to really feel into the power and the benefits, and to not overstrive, giving the body grace. and strength. We'll come through this flow again by inhaling to lift the arms up, exhaling here, and inhaling, we drop down into our squat, exhaling to fold forward, and inhaling to lift halfway. Exhaling, stepping back into plank, moving through chaturanga, pushing into upward facing dog. Exhaling, back into downward dog. And inhaling, we step the left leg through into warrior one, the hip bones facing forward. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down. Moving through chaturanga as we plank and push into upward facing dog. Exhaling, back into downward dog. And inhaling, we step the right leg through to the outer edge of the mat. Into warrior one. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down. Coming through to chaturanga. Pushing into upward dog on inhale, and exhale into downward facing dog. Inhaling here, we'll step or hop to our halfway lift, and exhaling to fully fold forward. Inhaling into our chair pose. And exhaling, coming up and allowing integration. Bringing your awareness to your breath, noticing the speed of your breath, and remembering to deeply inhale and deeply exhale. We'll run through this flow one more time together before winding down the practice. Exhaling to rise the arms up, and inhaling as we drop into our seat, our chair pose. Exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling to halfway lift, and exhaling, we'll step or hop into plank pose, moving through chaturanga, pushing into upward facing dog, and exhaling, back into down dog. Inhaling, stepping your left foot on the outer edge of your mat to come into warrior one. Exhaling, bringing the hands back down as we move through chaturanga, pushing into upward facing dog. And exhaling back into down dog. Inhaling, stepping that right leg to the outer edge of the mat, moving through warrior one. Beautiful. And exhaling, bringing the hands back down. Pushing through down to chaturanga into upward facing dog. And exhaling to down dog. We'll stay here for a few breaths. Inhaling deeply and exhaling deeply. You can walk your dog if that feels good for you. Creating length in the spine. And taking one last breath here. Inhale, looking forward, step or hop to the front of your mat to halfway fold. And exhaling to fold all the way down. Inhaling to chair pose. And exhaling, standing into mountain Tadasana. Tadasana. Taking a moment of rest. to rebalance and integrate. Taking one last flow to get back onto our knees. Inhaling to rise the arms up and exhaling to fold forward. Inhaling to lift halfway and exhaling to step back into downward dog. Inhaling into tabletop and exhaling to child's pose. Inhaling tabletop and exhaling to child's pose. Following the same flow sequence at your own breath pace. If you feel like having some fun with it and moving a little bit faster than your breath, you can do so and just flow, allowing yourself some freedom and some fun, and creating a little bit of a dance while always remembering your breath and allowing your body to really be the guiding force through your deep breathing. So if ever your breath pauses, pausing the movement as well. Beautiful. We'll continue like this one more round and meet in child's pose. Allowing the body to integrate again. And finding safety and comfort in this child's pose. Allowing the body to just fully melt down. Allowing yourself to get heavy. As we inhale, we'll come onto our fingertips and walk ourselves up into a seat. Beautiful. Coming down now into one last flow sequence. Bringing your feet to the mat and connecting your heels with your fingertips. We will inhale to lift the pelvis off the mat and exhale to lower down and bring the knees to the chest. Inhaling, we'll lift the legs and the arms up and exhaling to bring the knees into the chest. Beautiful. Inhaling, rising the hips up and exhaling, bringing the knees to the chest. And inhaling to lift the legs and the arms up. And following your own breath pace here for 3 more rounds. Finding your own flow and feeling the freedom to move as fast as you really feel called to. Having so much energy in this phase of the cycle and honoring this in your flow, as yoga is all about the connection to your body and to your spirit and releasing the control of the mind. Beautiful. Continuing one last sequence. And we'll meet together with the knees to the chest. And just rolling side to side, if that feels good. Beautiful. And we'll finish off with a forward fold and a short shavasana. Releasing the flesh from your sit bones, gauging the feet, creating a nice long spine. Inhaling to rise the arms up and exhaling to fold forward, keeping your spine straight. Continuing dynamically for 3 Ujjayi breaths or deep breathing, whatever you've been up to today's practice. And just slowing down your movements as we flow here and close practice today. Inhaling one last time to rise up, and as we exhale, we'll stay here statically for 4 Ujjayi breaths, creating space between the ears and the shoulders, and relaxing the head down. Filling up to your max on inhale and emptying to the very bottom on your exhale. One last round of breath. And as we inhale, slowly rising up. Exhaling, dropping the hands down, coming into Shavasana to close the practice. Bringing your hands about hip width distance and the palms facing up. Making any last adjustments or wiggles to get yourself settled in your stillness. And acknowledging that any thoughts come by, let them zoom past like a fast car and recenter yourself with your breath. Entering into our silence and stillness for a brief moment, fully melting into your mat. Slowly now bringing your awareness back into your body, back into this space, wiggling your toes and your fingers, introducing any movement that you feel called to, maybe a nice hug. Rocking side to side. Maybe you want a nice stretch. Anything your body is calling you to. And when you're ready, slowly rolling over onto your right side, creating a pillow with your arm or your hand. Resting here briefly. Again, allowing integration, allowing the benefits of the practice to really sink into the body. When you're ready, slowly pushing yourself back up into seated position. Keeping the eyes closed if that feels good when you find yourself in the seat. Bringing your hands to heart center and remembering the intention that you came here with today. And bowing in honor closing the eyes, slowly fluttering them open, giving yourself a nice smile, and remembering that you always have your breath on and off the mat. Namaste.